So it is a start of a new era. I've got something to look forward to. At the moment, I've got a plan to work towards. In 30 odd days time, I'm going to be heading back to the UK, and I've set myself a few goals. And one of the goals is that I'm going to put some weight on. So since I've been out here in Thailand, or at least let's say since the end of October, when I was really at my heaviest, when I wasn't particularly muscular and I was just pretty much carrying around a lot of fat compared to the amount of muscle that I had, I was probably close to like 86, 87 kg. And I was just, mostly fat, like a skinny fat guy. And since I've been moving out to Thailand, I've been cooking for myself, eating whole foods, and really just looking after myself, trying to stay as healthy as possible, and got increasingly healthier as I've stayed here. But over the last couple of weeks, I've realised that I've got, looking pretty good, but I'm losing muscle instead of fat now. And it's time to turn it back up a notch in terms of the eating, whilst also keeping it whole and safe and sustainable. So at the moment, I'm just, as you can see, throwing on the rice cooker. This is going to be my new best friend. This is going to be my carb creator. And I'm just going to be blasting rice like there's no tomorrow. And I'm really going to get my time's worth out of the rice cooker. It's a pretty good investment if you are looking to be more efficient with your food creation. This is the rice that I use out here in Thailand. It's like a top of the range rice. It tastes great. It comes out the rice cooker perfect. I just put it on this setting here, quick cook, 30 minutes, and it blasts away whilst you're doing the other stuff. If you've got like one hob like I do, I've just got like one ring that I use and a one pan. So usually when I'm cooking, I'll put on the rice and then I'll just blast some eggs or steak in the pan. In fact, that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to ramp up some steak. I need to wait for the shops to open because I didn't restock my egg supply in time. In fact, a couple of the eggs that I tried to eat last night for dinner were rotten. So we didn't have any eggs last night, and we're not having any this morning. So nevertheless, like I say, we are going to be blasting the food over the next couple of weeks in preparation for my trip home. I want to get back to, sorry, I didn't actually tell you my goal. My goal is to go from 80.4 kilos right now, 80.4 kg. And I want to get to, here we are, you can see the physique at the moment, fairly lean. This is the current physique, pretty lean. These are the most veins that I've ever seen on my arm before. So as you can see, I've been working out, but the food really needs to increase for me to get to that next level, that boulder shoulder, bring some weight back into myself and prepare my body for some serious workouts over in the UK. I've got some big things planned, some hikes, some trips, and all in all, I want to be filled out in the clothes that I've got. In fact, the clothes that I came to Thailand with that I haven't worn out here are usually my long trousers or, longer sleeve stuff. I want to fill them back out and get to a stage where I'm probably the same weight that I used to be, but muscle instead of fat, or at least around the 82.5 mark by the time that I get home, and then just keep working up and see where we're at and play it by ear. But all in all, I've got a craving to be a bit bigger, so that's what we're going to do. So I'll keep you tuned in with the progress. I want to record every day and just keep a track and show you how the next 30 days come along to keep myself accountable, and then also, inspired by a bit of a Sulik vibe and get the content out there, real and raw, unfiltered stuff. So come along with me for that. And then as well, this is my planner for the next 2 weeks, another 14-day tracker. So at the top left there, you can see FS sets. So that's to do with my sales. That's a sales metric, gym and abs, bulked up, YouTube long form and focused, just to keep a track. I used to have about 8 things on there, 8 different metrics to tick off. And I found that I was only ticking off the ones that were easiest, and that was giving me a bit of satisfaction. So I've only put the ones on there, the needle movers that are really going to get me to that next place. So by the time we leave Bangkok and we head back to the UK for a short time, I'm going to be in a serious state of flow. So this is how I like to cook my steak. The best way to get your steak over here in Thailand is to get it delivered by a proper butcher, frozen or fresh. Paleo Robbie is a good place to get your like whole carnivore stuff. They do beef liver, they do certain butters, they do different types of spreads that are healthy. You know, they also do pre-prep meals. Because I like to cook for myself, I don't really delve into that sort of stuff. But as you can tell, I'm still having some good food out here. Some red meat, some rice, some eggs, some chicken. I need to order some yogurt today. I've got some shopping to do actually to get some food in for this bulk. And really crank it up, turn up the notch. I think it's good to go through seasons of feast and fasting, focusing on different things and slowly leveling up as you go. For the last, how long, I don't know, 6 months, I've changed a lot. The way that I diet, the way that I live, the time that I spend my things on, you know, who I'm spending my time around. And you just got to go through phases of choosing the right things for you that are actually going to help you and the people that you're around grow in the future. So for me at the moment, that's focusing on my work, my fitness, putting content out there to inspire you guys, and all in all, you know, following the gut more is as well as good it is to, you know, calculate and plan and use the tracker that I've just shown you. The most important thing is to just put the work in and then follow the gut sometimes and listen to your intuition, because really, whole species survive on intuition. There's whole species that might have a little bit of thought. We don't know yet. We couldn't possibly understand them. But there's definitely got to be some species out there that don't think at all, and they just use their intuition, and they've survived for millennia. So let's take a bit of that sort of reasoning. Oh, I got you. Don't worry. You're safe with me. We've got to use our gut feelings sometimes and just get out there and make the action and deal with it as we go. So when coming up with your goals, where you want to work towards, what you want to do, I spoke about this in a podcast that I did with my friend Marcus, he actually reminded me that I needed to go and do this, is when I'd moved out to Thailand and I'd been here for a while, I'd achieved the things that I wanted to, the first baseline goals to sustain an income online to live here, and then also to sort of continue to grow. And as I'm going back through now and I'm setting some more goals, what might help you is to look at this way, is we find it hard to set goals because we want to set something that's realistic, that's not too far away that we know we're going to fail, but then we don't want to set something that's too small because we feel like it's not big enough, it's not got enough grandeur to make us actually do the work. And a lot of the confidence of being able to say, yes, this is where I'm gonna work towards and achieve, come through experience of how to actually quantify your ability to get to that point. And without doing anything, you're not gonna know. So just really reduce the complicatedness of setting the goals, realize what you don't want to do, whether that's live the life that you've got at the moment, or put yourself in a position where you think, what would my ideal day be? Make sure you find that out and then roll it back and reverse engineer your goal to the point where you can this is it's a reach, but it's doable. And if I put the work in, then I can do it. So for me, it's a set number of earnings in the next 90 days. I've got a shorter term goal of putting 2.5 kilos on in the next 30 days before I go back to the UK. So bulk up a bit, eat a lot more carbs, stay consistent with the gym, stay running. So try and add a decent couple of kilos muscle and maybe a little bit of fat just to bulk up a little bit. And then I've got a YouTube goal of the next 90 days to get to a certain goal. I'm around 200 subscribers now, and I want to get to a certain level within those 90 days. And yeah, putting these videos out every day to help you guys to grow the same way that I have, and also to keep myself accountable and to show you that it's possible if you put the work in. You can literally go back and watch my videos from 6 months ago, or I was planning to leave the UK, or I just got to Thailand and I was still figuring things out. You can see the progression. You can actually go back and look. I'm going to keep all those videos up for forever because they are my origin story, and I want you to create your origin story too. So yeah, just to run it down one last time, think about what you don't want to do, and then do what you can with the cards that you've got currently and work towards something better each day, whether that's learning one new word, or whether that's finding out or getting a contact, or going and approaching someone, whether that's a girl for a relationship, or approaching a guy to, you know, make a new connection and a friend, or potentially, like I've been doing recently, speaking to more people in public and going out and doing a podcast. I met a great friend, Reese, who lives out in Bangkok, from just going for a run and having a chat with someone that I didn't know before. So you've got to be able to set goals and adhere to them, figure out where you want to go, and it will become a lot easier. The path illuminates as we walk.